I love you. A little more than I love you, baby. I love you. A little more than I love you, baby.
Link. What up, Untapped fan? It's Victor here once more. In today's little video segment, something that was very intriguing to me at the time was someone, actually, another interviewer we came upon when we were at the Common Grounds back in August. Um, Came up to us and asked us, like, I mean, how do we conduct our interviews, or or much of a sense, like, where do we learn to conduct our interviews? In all honesty, like, I mean, we didn't necessarily. It was more in a base of not necessarily trial and error, but learning as we go. So, I mean, if you subscribe to our YouTube channels, which you should, um, if you look at our when we first started interviewing, to how we conduct our interviews now, like, I mean, you can see, I mean, the change, the growth, etc. But our end goal has always been, when we conduct interviews with artists, like, what's the story behind these artists? These are genuine questions. Like, we don't focus on the gossip nonsense or the bullshit like that. We always focus, like, why did you become the artist? Like, I mean, what we're more interested in, that backstory, like, coming, from the Inland Empire or wherever you're from. Like, I mean, that has always been our main focus, our main interest. And to me, as a viewer, that always interests me, for some of the people that either inspire me or that I listen to or that I look up to. How, why, like, what made you decide, like, this is what I want to do. This is my calling. This is my purpose. To be an MC, to be a singer, to create, to express myself. Like, I want to know that backstory. So we went with that approach, and we always went with the get go and start, like, just question answer. We actually, well, I should say, ingenious idea that David did was, what he always wanted to do with the interviews was, have a conversation, a genuine conversation, with the artist. Um, Also, more the conversation, just like if we were friends, just going, learning more about you, and the the, the path that you chose. So that was one of, the things that, helped us realize, like, okay, the basis is, when it comes to interview, is to make the artist feel comfortable. We're conducting a conversation. We're conducting, like, if we knew each other or if we were friends in that nature. And plus, I mean, there's been some in the past, like, they want to see the questions, which, I mean, it's understandable. In the past, like, when we first started, like, I mean, I did offer that to some artists, like, hey, like, if you're nervous or if you're a little uncomfortable, if you want to see, what I have to ask, to better prep yourself in terms of answer, then, I mean, I usually, either if I have their number or just through their social media or email, I just send them over the questions, and I said, look, just go ahead and study it. If any other questions have come up to my head, I usually give them the heads up, like, hey, I want to ask this question for you, like, and just send this over so you won't be surprised. But, I mean, 99% of the time, like, majority of the artists that we interview, like, once they realize, we want to learn more about them, as an artist, and once we get into that conversation aspects, a lot of them tend to, relax a little bit more, or let their let their guard down a little bit, to an extent where it's like, okay, this is, they want to get to know me more about, my music, or what I do, as an artist, or what's my thought process, or how I conduct music. So, I mean, that's, I guess, long answer or explain wise. I mean, that's how we always wanted to conduct our interviews. I believe that's why a lot of our interviews have been successful, because we always went with the approach that, we want to learn more about you, more of your backstory. A lot of it, some of the answers like some of these artists give, like, you can relate to a lot as far as like what's inspired us or the things that we may have done. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. That's all I have so far. I mean, if you have questions more about this, or if you want me to get more into detail, I mean, go ahead and hit those comments below, or let us know what you want to see more in terms of like videos like this. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and like. We definitely appreciate that. Beyond that, I'm about to head back to work as far as a lot of these video editings and things of that nature, and things done for Untapped Hip Hop. All right, everyone. Remember, as Steve always said, and tap into your potential. Tap into your potential. All right, peace out.